Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the very first Polaris Professional Jiu-Jitsu Invitational. My name's Josh Palmer. Joining me in the commentary booth for this evening, Nick Gregoriadis and Nick Osipchek. We begin our first match. Ireland's Darragh O'Conaill representing Hiberio Jiu-Jitsu and the East Coast BJJ Academy in Dublin, taking on Max Campos in the white gi, representing Oxford Shoot Fighters.
Yeah, we can expect a lot of Marcelo Garcia style moves from Darragh O'Conaill. He's got an amazing north-south, good butterfly guard. He's modeled his game with Marcelo Garcia, so it's going to be interesting to see how the all-rounder Campos deals with that.
And he's such a good pressure passer as well. If Campos gives up that top position, I think we can just expect a lot of forward pressure, looking for the knee through the middle all the way to the kind of baseball bat choke style finishes Darragh's made in his game lately. Just a bit of grip fighting, though. Do you think we're going to see a lot of judo tonight from these guys? Or what? You know, we're dealing with a different kind of scenario where the points don't really come into play. It is 15 minutes, submission only. The only rules these guys have got to be aware of: no slamming above 50 centimeters, no neck cranks, and reaping the knee will cause the position to be reset.
Yeah, the rules don't favor takedown fighters, so there's no real incentive for the guy to go to the takedown. So as you said, we're going to see a lot more grip fighting in these type matches. Guys are going to want to set their grips and pull their guard or maybe get a low single or something like that. You're not going to see any big throws, I don't think. We'll see how this progresses.
How much of a feeling out period do you expect, Nick, in this? Both these guys a little cagey at the start, playing a little bit of open guard, but just fighting for grips again on the feet now.
Yeah, you're right, Josh. I mean, there's obviously a lot of respect between these two fighters. Both been tearing up the UK scene and very similar weights. So just feeling each other out now. We saw Campos looking for a leg early, but Darragh easily shook out of that one and back on their feet at the moment.
Yeah, as you said, Nick, both these guys making a lot of statements on the domestic scene lately, both with several London Open titles to the name, of course, good European credentials as well. Perhaps a little bit wider competition for Darragh, having, of course, originally made a bit of a name for himself in the Kumite over in the brown belt division.
Yeah, he performed really well over there. He's yet to make a huge name for himself on the international scene, so this would be a real breakout win for him. I'm interested to see what he can do against Campos, because Campos has been in the game for a lot longer than he has, and he's I think almost 10-year black belt now. It's I guess the classic case of youth versus experience in this match.
Yeah, actually got his black belt in 2007, started jiu-jitsu all the way back in the year 2000. That was thanks to his twin brother dragging him along to his first ever session, as we see Max pull into an open guard here.
Yeah, Darragh's going to maybe try to knee slice through this. It looks like it's the perfect setup for that. But obviously he's got a strong defense with that top knee. He's going to make it very difficult. Max is going to make it very difficult for him to do that. We'll see how he deals with it. If you can just get those knees together, it's going to make the pass easier, but Max is going to make it very difficult for him to do that. And he's reset back to the full open guard.
Nick, we know that Max has been training with the Black Thursday squad, a group of black belts in London who get together every week to really concentrate on focusing and improving their games. What's that kind of camp and preparation going to do for him here?
Well, for starters, he's going to make his game super sharp, and his confidence will be real high, knowing he's up against the elite week in, week out. So excellent preparation. And I'll tell you what, I was speaking to him earlier today, and I noticed he had his newly born daughter along with him, so that's going to be extra motivation.
Oh, good sweep from Max Campos, going inverted, coming to the top position. Crowd very intelligently acknowledging the sweep there.
Yeah, it was a nice sweep, and pity it doesn't count for any points, but perhaps he's more comfortable fighting from this top position. That's probably what he was looking to set up.
And it's going to be a statement. You know, he's sending a message out to his opponent saying, look, I can sweep you. I'm controlling this fight.
Darragh just trying to keep his frame together here. Keep some semblance of a defensive guard. Lovely grip through on the lapel, though.
Yeah, he's looking to work the Ashigarami or the single leg X. We'll see if he can get it. It's a very compromised position for Max, standing up like that. Balance is difficult to maintain when a guy's fighting from the position that Darragh's in.
I must admit, in all the time I've seen Darragh fighting jiu-jitsu, it's very rare I see him on his back. I usually see him passing, looking to be aggressive, looking to be forward, but he's got to be a little careful here. Just waiting to see if we get a change of tempo from one of these guys, suddenly try and explode through the position, get something a bit more dominant. But a lot of time still to go in this matchup here.
Yeah, it's quite a precarious position for Campos because his hips are situated directly over Darragh's hips, so he's got to really watch his balance here. But At the same time, he's constantly threatening the pass. This is an interesting position. We see it a lot in modern jiu-jitsu.
Tell you what though, guys, such a momentous occasion here at Polaris #1. These guys being the first match, they've got to be feeling the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. We're certainly we're very privileged to be here calling the action for you. We're happy you could join us. Do, of course, get the action going on Twitter as well, #Polaris, or you can join our official chat partner, #jack.slack.com. Head over there, get yourself a membership, and join in the conversation.
Darragh, I noticed, had a lot of support. He's got his own academy in Dublin, East Coast Jiu-Jitsu Factory, and a good number of supporters come along to watch him here.
Darragh's starting to attack with a straight foot lock. We'll see if he can pull this off.
Really established that X-guard position very nicely. Went to the hip, went right to the knee, and really took Max off balance. See our referee, David Anuma, just trying to reset the position in the center of the mat. A lot of space to play with here, but somehow the guys do manage to find their way to the edge every now and then.
Yeah, restart them in the same positions when the fight reaches the edge of the match.
This might turn into a leg lock battle now.
Got a feeling we're going to see a few of those tonight, guys.
Interesting to see who's going to come out on top here, see if one of them tries to use it to sweep to gain top position, or whether they're both going to try and just hunt for the sub straight from the off. Can't quite see who's got the more offensive grip in this position.
Yeah, it's a very negative or stale position we see increasingly in the modern game. But guys are both on such high level, it's difficult for either one to edge out the advantage. So it's often that it's going to be common that they end up in this position at this level. Just seen Campos sit up to seated guard. Both guys using the grips very effectively.
Darragh going back to the knee up passing game that he uses so often. We've already seen Campos is dangerous from here. The ability to go inverted very quickly.
Campos is really controlling the distance well with his top knee, making it difficult for Darragh to complete the pass. He's also got very good grips, especially controlling that leg.
And it's not just the control on the leg, is it? It's the connection of his elbow to the ground as well. Just strengthens that entire frame the whole way through. Do we think we're going to see Max look to go inverted again? Is that really the type of game he's... Well, answered my own question there, haven't I?
It's so interesting to see how different the game is without the points.
It's going to be interesting to see as well how their strategies start to show themselves as the minutes pass by. Maybe some of these guys will be saving themselves for the last 5 minutes or whatever, and then really start to up the tempo, push the pace, and look for the finish.
I have a feeling both guys are going to have phenomenal cardio coming to this one. I know the kind of training sessions they've been putting in preparation for such a big occasion.
Yeah, these are highly conditioned athletes, no doubt. Campos wants to play guard, doesn't want to stand up wall.
Well, Darragh's got a very strong rugby background, so I'd like to see him put in a strong double leg at some point.
And there's Darragh trying to control that foot. He knows if he can get that foot between his hips, he's going to have a higher chance of passing. Campos is thwarting him using the lapel.
Seeing a lot more of this type of lapel guard. Of course, Keenan's worm guard we thought we might see tonight. That match, of course, now no-gi. But Campos going inverted again, looking for the sweep, and again coming up on top.
Very nice. That was beautiful. If it was a points match, guys, who would you say is winning right now?
Well, it's definitely Campos. He's got 2 sweeps that I've seen so far. So, and I haven't seen any scoring moves from O'Conaill yet. Have you guys seen any scoring moves from him?
No, absolutely. It is would be Max Campos up. But, of course, points don't matter in this. It's all about the finish. But clearly both guys want to do that from this top position. So, again, Darragh looks to
looking for
work his guard.
Darragh using that butterfly hook really well. Constant pressure from Campos.
Max does like to get his hips high over Darragh's. He's very confident with his base and balance.
And we might have a pass here. It's very, very close. He can just pass that knee, and then Darragh squares his hips up again to thwart the pass.
No, this is an interesting footlock grip potentially for Darragh, but he's switching all the way over, and again we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a battle. See O'Conaill again gripping that pant leg. He used it to come back up to the top position very effectively last time.
And we see the fact that there's no points has already changed this match from a point match, because Darragh would have scored the sweep, or he would have come up with the sweep, but there's no need to do that.
And acknowledging a good sweep from the Irishman. Looks to drive that knee through the middle again, and I think we're starting to see him perhaps up the pace a little bit.
Passing the guard at this elite level is such a difficult task.
Guys, should there be a countdown clock on the screen? Because we're not getting any. And a few people on social media are saying, shouldn't there be one? How awkward, Nick, can these lasso grips and all these tie-ups from the guard position be to pass if you let a guy really start tying your arms up and getting the dominant grips?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. A good black belt has a grip of steel, and he knows that he who controls the grips controls the fights, and if he gets a good grip, he's going to be like a dog with a bone. He's not going to want to give it up, so it's incredibly difficult to break those grips and subsequently pass.
Referee David Anuma just resetting the fighters again in the middle of the mat. Once again, O'Conaill looking to pass a little bit more decisively now.
Yeah, he's stripping that grip really well, using his knee to pop it off.
Campos so tricky with his leg circling.
Bit more fire in Darragh's eyes now, starting to put a bit more strength behind his techniques.
I think almost a look of frustration when Campos conceded to stand back up there. Marching the Brazilian down now.
Yeah, Campos is backpedaling for sure. Looks like he might be gassing a little bit. His footwork's getting a little bit sloppy as well.
Darragh's looking fresh on the other hand.
Oh, almost had a nice ankle pick there.
Yeah, just a little bit far out, didn't really set it up with too much. It's going to be hard to engage on a wrestling entry like that with no prior grip, no prior feint. But Darragh really starting to be the aggressor here, pushing forward. Wonder if he senses that Campos starting to get a little bit tired as the Brazilian shakes his arms out momentarily.
Yeah, it's clear he's starting to gas, and hopefully, well, if Darragh wants to capitalize, this is the time.
I mean, how does 15 minutes change the mindset for these guys? Because obviously, you know, adult black belt, they're doing 10 minutes in IBJJF tournaments, but that extra 5, Nick, can really start to take its toll.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 5 minutes doesn't sound a lot, but when you've already done 10, it can seem like you're almost doing another 10, and you really got to tailor your training leading up to it to get yourself used to those 15-minute rounds.
I think O'Conaill really starting to get frustrated now with Campos in a constant retreat, finding his way to the edge of the mat. Pulls guard here.
Could be some stalling tactics by Campos going on there.
Really aggressive top game from Darragh O'Conaill now, trying to control the legs, trying to find that knee through the middle.
I'm quite surprised there haven't been that many footwork attacks. Players using his open guard so much, it does leave him vulnerable to
Look
toe
at Campos
holds.
taking a breather, guys. This is strategy.
Yeah, it certainly is. Common thing you see training and tournament all over the world. I want a few more seconds. Quick, let me tie my belt.
Some people claim that that's why the Brazilians love to train in the gi. Gives them a little bit of extra time to rest during sparring.
Well, we reset. Max Campos in the white gi representing Oxford Shoot Fighters, taking on Darragh O'Conaill in the blue gi representing Hiberio Jiu-Jitsu and East Coast Jiu-Jitsu Dublin. First match in the first ever Polaris Professional Jiu-Jitsu Invitational.
And what a venue, guys. St David's Hall in Cardiff. Plenty of people turn up to see it, and couldn't ask for a better venue.
Well, Campos looking to try and pull that leg through now. Good pant control from O'Conaill, though.
Campos comes up on top. We're going to see if he's got gas in his tank to start to push the pace and try to pass the guard. But again, it looks like he's really trying to slow things down.
I mean, it's one thing, isn't it, to get up and get that sweep, but if you don't immediately start trying to pass and get that transition and you let the other guy establish his guard structure, you've just made your job a whole lot harder, haven't you?
Exactly.
Bit of a tighter game on top from Campos now here. He's got a good triangle of the legs.
Yeah, he's trying to put O'Conaill flat on his back, which neutralizes the specific guard that he's trying to play a lot. So also his knees are being squeezed together, which controls the hips and makes it very difficult for him to attack. We'll see what he can pull off from here.
Well, all of a sudden, a totally different style from Max Campos. Could potentially pay dividends for him here. You see O'Conaill grimacing, trying to find his way to create some sort of space, get some sort of guard retention going.
He's now got head control. It's not looking good for Campos.
Campos, I think, as we perhaps expected at this point, taking his time, being very slow, very methodical.
Yeah, if he drives his shoulder into the jaw of O'Conaill, it's really going to make it difficult for him to do anything. So Campos is starting to take control of this match. We'll see. O'Conaill might pull out a big sweep from here. He has an opportunity for a sweep. Right now he's off balancing him a little bit. He's got that grip on the knee. It's a good grip for a particular sweep setup. See if we can pull it off. There we go. There we go. Very nice. He's gone into the Ashigarami. Very popular position in modern jiu-jitsu.
Interesting, he got the foot on the hip and immediately came under the leg. Sweeping to top position. Good recovery from Darragh O'Conaill.
And you can hear the crowd respond well to that sweep.
Well, we're getting a lot of back and forth fighting for top position here. Both guys having their moment, but none really coming that close to a dominant position. And again, the crowd not liking that Max Campos is taking a few more seconds to deal with his belt.
Darragh showed his frustration there. He knows what Max is up to.
Oh, and Darragh exploding into a pass. Campos able to recover, though.
Again, throughout the duration of this match, he's used that top knee to control the distance really, really well in the Z guard or 93 guard style. Very frustrating. Bottom player knows how to use that well. Campos is really just holding on with it at this point.
Yeah, I think Darragh smells blood here. He's going to really chase the finish.
Really could come down to who's got more in the gas tank here. You see Darragh just trying to protect his own lapel a little bit, stop some of those stalling grips that Campos could establish if he gets hold of it.
O'Connor's really pushing the pace, trying with some leg drags.
Oh, and end of the match. We're going to find ourselves going to a draw. Well, what a good contest, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you got a feel for Darragh there. I reckon he would have liked another 5 minutes, and Campos will be glad it's over. Nick, what do you reckon?
I think it was a very close match, but definitely towards the end it seemed to be that O'Conaill was starting to get into the driver's seat. As you say, I think another 5 minutes and it probably would have started to turn even more in his favour.
But here we are, Polaris. If it goes to distance, it's automatically a draw.
But as someone said to me earlier, the internet will decide the victor, as it always does. Nice opening match. Our first match.
Yeah, a lot of
Polaris.
respect between these two.